commissioners that are here are right here. They're sitting right next to me. We got Commissioners Cliff Mers and Nancy Besore. From the county, we've got Commissioner Dave Eggers with us. Unfortunately, our Vice Mayor Carlos Diaz and Commissioner Andy Zadro had last-minute travel plans, so they were not able to come, but they wish they were here. They're here in spirit, so we'll be thinking about them because they were very important in this process. Other city officials I just want to point out real quick, we got City Manager Matt Spohr. Where is he? There he is. And also instrumental in the process was Nikki Day, other department heads, and all the employees here. A lot of people came together to make this happen, but I do want to mention we did have a group of people that actually wrote checks to help make this happen. And I was walking around, I saw a couple people. I know Shelley Schellenberg is here, and she helped lead an effort to collect money to purchase the property and the tree, so thank you to her. And we have a very special gentleman sitting right here in the front row, George Weiss, that not only George is famous for donating all the property that is now known as our Folly Farms. And not only has he given us money for the purchase of the tree, but he's committed to giving us much more money to help turn this piece of land into a beautiful passive park for our residents to enjoy. So George, thank you very much for that. So today's a very historic day, and as I said earlier, today would not have been possible without everyone here in the entire community coming together to support this effort. One could argue that this day has been hundreds of years in the making. If you think about it. Not only is the city purchasing this incredibly beautiful piece of property right in the heart of our downtown, but as an added bonus, we are getting this iconic, beautiful, magnificent tree that is estimated to be hundreds of years old, which is by far the oldest tree in all of Pinellas County. So, little history for you there. I remember when I first got elected back in 2007, I was talking to Matt Spohr, who back then was Director of Leisure Services, and he said, he always keeps saying, he's like, you know, Joe, the city should think about buying that piece of property. We don't own it. This guy Tom Krause and his group of partners own it, but it's temporary. We got to think of doing something. And you know, they're kind of always stuck in the back of my mind and other people's minds. And eventually, the timing came together. The city was able to come together to make this happen. So thanks for the vision way back then. So on a personal note, I have a grandmother who's been very involved in the city, who comes to a lot of events. She loves Safety Harbor, she loves trees, she loves the outdoors, but she's been very sick lately, so she couldn't come here. But I was talking to her earlier, and she told me about a poem, and it has to do with trees. And I looked up the author, I read about the author, and I read the poem. I said, you know what, I think this is an appropriate poem to read before the official signing. So, just a little bit about the author of the poem. His name is Alfred Joyce Kilmer. He was born in 1886 and died in 1918. He was an American writer and poet, and he was mainly remembered for his short poem called Trees. When he was deployed to Europe during World War I, he was considered the leading American Roman Catholic poet and lecturer of his generation. He was eventually killed by a sniper's bullet at the Second Battle of Marne in 1918 at the age of 31. And here's his poem. It says, I think that I shall never see a poem lovely as a tree whose hungry mouth is pressed against the earth's sweet flowing breast, a tree that looks at God all day and lifts her leafy arms to pray, a tree that may in summer wear a nest of robins in her hair, upon whose bosom snow has lain, who intimately lives with rain. Poems are made by fools like me, but only God can make a tree. So, with that, should we make this official? All right. Just take this out.
I'm going to look at it first. Is that all right?
You want to read that over?
Read the whole thing. Read the whole thing.
You were there. What do you call that? Signing?
All right. It's official.